Just a quick Sunday morning, first day of the next week, last day of the last week, ended last night. But it only ended last night as I started to end it, but I fell asleep, and I woke up today. It wasn't one day later, but for me, it was 2 different parts of my night. Of the 4 parts of the day that I have, of 8 hours each, 4 by 8 is 32. Now that's a square. But wait a second. In chess, that's only half the board and turns out to be a rectangle. Unless they folded the chess game in half. And then they got another chess game. Because you know, actually, when you play chess, the real way to play chess is you both have to have 2 games. Why? Because the minute you move a man in my game against you, that's it, my friend. You've made your decision. It's too late. It's over. Take your hand off the piece. But if you had 2 games each, you can move back your players and get a better vision of what's going on. Unless they call that, what's that word again? Eating? Yes, eating. Creation of eating. Why don't we just put it together and call it cheating? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. One of my primary thoughts this morning is I wish I can speak to the animals, call Dr. Seuss up and say, what's going on with the animals? I made a telephone call downtown to the provincial government, and all I got was the runaround. So I picked up my second game of chess, and I looked and I go, whoa! The animals are running around on 2 feet. Must take 2 animals to make 1 person. Why? Because his fucking hands run, and his mouth runs into that 32-hour day, in which 8 of the hours counts for our thinking, in which 24 hours we're up for 16 hours, asleep for 8. The 16 hours we're up, we take 8 hours. We split it in between 32 hours. The 8 and 4, 12, 8 and 4, 12 is 24 plus 8. And we use that for the 1/4 of our mind, which is 1 part of 1/3 of a triangle. We're just a piece of a triangle. I drew this out yesterday, but they canceled it on me. So we're 1/3 of a triangle, which is actually 1/4, because if you jumped into the center, there would be 4 points of a triangle. Here, 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 and the one in the center. Unless you flip it to the outside, then you'll have more points, and then you'll need more triangles to cover them up. In here, you can do it. I've been trying to draw a card into this. The road down, the road down, the road up, the road up. Looks pretty funny this way. You fold it in half. It only becomes half the game. But then you don't really get to see it. So you don't see it at all. There it is, half. No, I'm not coordinated. I know I'm throwing things out there like that. What are you doing next, Mr. Tackpan? Well, holy fuck. I know exactly what I'm doing next. So I get to the next page, and the next page was right about here. Well, let me show it to you in reality. See how thick this is? In preparation for anything, I might go through 100 pages before I can actually get it down properly, correctly. But is it right? Am I seeing the truth of the world? Am I eccentric? Am I bizarre? I better stop scratching my hair. I already lost most of it. Oh, wait a second. I think I lost all of it. That's why I cut the other one short, so the angels in the night can't actually grab onto my hair. But it's not them that grabs onto my hair at all. It's the way I think. Every time I think a little different, another hair falls out, and another hair comes out of here. Because now I'm wondering. Because all the bullshit that I make up here, it all comes out of here. Or it all ends up to be on one hand or the other. Look at these hands. Can anybody figure out what I've been doing with them? You notice the way it's a little whiter here and here? I have dirt and paint, and I've been mixing it up, dirt and the paint, really separating, and I throw it on my floor, and then I sweep it away. And then I get paint and scrape marks, like a big paintbrush, on sand, because if I did it just with a paintbrush, then it's going to make a full mark on the floor. So I look at my floor, I said, holy crap, I got sand on my floor, so I took out my surfboard, ran over to the ocean. Well, that was in my bathtub. Filled up my bathtub all the way and went to lie down for 5 minutes. I woke up an hour later. I had 200 gallons of water on my floor. It was pretty crazy, eh? Thank God the floor I was on was inside my swimming pool as I was sleeping outside, and I forgot about going upstairs to bed. I went downstairs into the pool and fell asleep. Now what kind of crap am I telling you? Telling you a story. I come from the year 2002, 10 years ago. I look around and I'm wondering in 2012, will Donald Duck, Goofy, Mickey Mouse, or Pluto? Why is it the rectangle? Because this is the Earth. This is the Earth turning around. See the way it goes up? And it moves like the ocean. That's why the ocean moves the way it does. That's the way the machines work. They have no choice. They don't want to lose the ocean overboard. Imagine that, losing an ocean. Well, if we're a round world and we're upside down, if a little bit of the gravitational pull disappears, you don't think something can fall off? Now I'm weird. So anyways, I'm working on so many little things. I'm going to bring back this over here. This is a card. I try to put the card inside a roadway that goes this way, and this way. And then a roadway that comes this way, over the same line, goes this way and this way. And I asked myself, is that possible? So I went ahead and I drew it a little different. So I decided to draw this one, which in all actuality, this is the antenna on the Twin Towers, or a Christmas tree. It's 120 degrees on each side. It's a triangle. I broke it down to this, which are the railroad tracks on Monopoly. Unless you turn it this way, it's free parking all the way to go, jail, visiting jail. So being all alone, I have to draw them all out. And this would be a road you go up here, down here, and up here. So I'm trying to figure out all these things. You see the way it ends? It will end as a rectangle right here. This will be up here. This one will be over here. We'll have one in the center. It'll create a diamond rectangle right here, and one of the positions we live. Now my one question is, do we live around the shark and nothing over here? Do you follow me? The Earth is like this. Can you tell me if the day passes like this, we need to have this big giant Earth swinging around this way? That don't make any sense. It's almost like they're turning everything around us and the Earth is not turning at all. It's only tilting. It's tilting this way, it's tilting this way, it's tilting this way, it's tilting this way. Wait a second. How come the sun is so close today? Oh, I forgot. It was supposed to be tilting this way instead of this way. Ah, the sun got bigger. Of course, they change everything. Who is it they? I don't know. I know one thing. We're little rats in this world, and we can make a great time out of it. We can make a fantastic time out of it. But for me, I want to know everything that's the truth and how come. Then I can create myself. If I'm just living in a world that, hey honey, we'll go out for dinner. I got to work a little bit later. Yeah, my son is home. So we're all really, there's really nothing to do here. We live and learn. Like, what the hell do we need? We can just go to sleep forever and don't have any trouble. But who said it was trouble at all? The brain must learn. It's almost like a piece of my brain, a piece of a baby. My brain is connected to a baby's brain that won't be born for another 100 years. I'll die when this baby's born. I'll get up and say, hey babe, I'm going to be the inside of your head now. You're going to live on the earth. You're going to live and learn the new tune. Why must we learn? Because maybe we're just going to be little molecules of electricity all working together to keep on powering the universe in order to stay awake and alive. What is awake and alive? What are we doing? We repeat ourselves. We get scores of something. Hey, I got the highest score. Like big shit. Oh, I'm in love. Like big shit. But somehow deep down inside of us, we know we have to make this work forever and ever. But it's all repetitive. What am I going to do here? Always repeating myself. Everybody gets mad every time they repeat themselves. I don't. They want the will to live. To do what? To go where? To go there, to come back here, to go back to sleep? Thank God getting laid and sex was as much fun and almost as more fun as it after you get laid, right? If you get to talk to them, or you get to shut your mouth and you just get to hold them, and the energy of love without moving of your lips, just the holding of another warm body is everything in the world for some reason. It's so crazy. Like holding on to a word, holding on to somebody else that's not yours, that's holding on to you. That is the craziest form mathematics in the world. What love can do and an embracement between two is insanity. And the capability of saying, not nice to laugh at people. He cut me off and had an accident. He's been beeping me for an hour. I wanted to pull over, but if I pull over for every guy who beeps, I'll get screwed up the ass one day, right? So you got to have a little tension on it. Well, not too much tension. If there's too much tension on it, this head don't work, that head works. And now we're working inside a new situation. I wonder who it is. Hillary Clinton? Is she up there? Hold on. Maybe we should go out and speak to the relatives of Ronald Reagan. Is he still around? I heard he passed on. Well, what did he pass on? It seems like all the president's men seem to be passing on. Where's George Washington? Where's Herbert Hoover? Oh, Barack Obama, he's still here? Thank God. A little bit of color. How much color has been in the U.S. presidency? Every time a U.S. president comes in, all he supports is silver and white. Wow. Unless Bill Clinton comes in, you look down on his chair, it's got a little red. Probably blood, but don't worry, Monica Lewinsky will come in and clean it up. I mean, although it is her blood, Bill Clinton will open the door, turn the key, and let Monica come in. And go underneath his desk and sweep off the blood that's there. And while she's at it, she may as well unzip the zipper and go at it for a second term, but this time with Barack Obama. Hey, Monica, where are you? Bring your sister over. Barack Obama's having trouble. Oh, not with his wife. Oh, no. He wants to know what Bill Clinton got from you. He wants the information. So when you get down on Barack Obama and start sucking out his information, you come back to me. You take your mouth and put it on a computer. Well, Monica's plugged into the computer now, right? She got all the information from Clinton. So she knows what all the president's men are doing. Is that correct? Didn't she write a book? All of a sudden I said that and number 43 came out. What's so special about certain numbers like 6 and 4 is that between 6 and 4, although it's 2, it's 1 and 1. Between 1 and 3, it's also 1 and 1 and 7 and 9. But the center, really, to everything is 1 plus 4 is 5, and 9 minus 4 is 5, and 1 plus, and 3 plus 2 is 5, and 7 minus 2 is 5. So you have 4, 2, 2, 4. 42, 42 reverse, 66, 44, 44 together. What did I do? The telephone. I made a cross on the telephone. 1937. No. I'll answer that question. No. Hey, it just went 1331. That's 11 times 11 times 11. Do I know exactly what I'm doing? Yes. I'm on a search. A search for what? A search for all the things that are coincidental, paired up, and different. I'm on a search to be able to bring more balance inside this 360-degree world 10 by 10. Why is it 10 by 10, 360? I'll show you. It's very simple. Here's the keyboard, right? There's your cat's lights, and here's the 9 keys, or the 10 keys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everything's got a symbol. Everybody's got a letter. I want to know how this works and why they did it this way. Their choice, what they choose, I'm going to put to my thought and figure out the reality of why it's in this order, because it must be set up matrix-wise. Why do I say matrix-wise? Because in order for things to work properly, they must go that way. If you bring in the rodent coil, I can follow that matrix-wise, but the reason it's part of the matrix does not really exist in this world unless you build it together, because it comes in pieces and parts. This world is made more than one cube. according to what everybody says, this world must be made, okay, at the minimum is 25 by 25. The minimum is 40 by 40. The minimum, I mean, I'm coming up with all these numbers, and whoa, I'm a jerk off, you're in the audience, no problem, raise your hand, I'm ready to take any questions. Why is it like that? The first circle, the second circle gets squared off, the third circle gets squared off. Oh, look at that, in the third circle getting squared off, the 3 in this corner, and 3 squares in this corner, and 3 squares in this corner, and 3 squares in this corner, they don't fit all the way. And if I take them out, then it's missing on the other side. So why are we squaring it off? Well, how do you want to go around? You take a square, you take this, and you keep turning this. Well, if I did it this way, these sides are short. Look, these sides are short. If I turn it, look how far apart I come. And if I turn it on this angle, or I turn it on this angle, it now extends out. We must create this interior circumference and not too big. If you overlarge your circumference of anything, whatever's on the outside, the spider web on the outside will be too far away from you, and it'll give you too much of a wobble, too much of an energy. It's got to be consistent energy, and the further out you go, it's got to get stronger before it gets weaker, because it's holding you up, plus the little baby universe next to us, and it's all in sequence. When one falls out, another ball falls in. They're always replacing themselves. They're multisexual. You ever see, look at this. This sticks together as a magnet. This sticks together as a magnet. But if we took a real magnet, this wouldn't stick together, it would push out to here. So if we take the magnet, we put it here, but we take 2 of these parts of this magnet and we get it on the outside, like that. Now, no matter what, it can't push your magnet around. Or we do it even better. We tie it up this way. Now we have 2 pins that can rotate on each other, and 1 pin can rotate the other one. If it gets too strong, in a period of time, they pop it out, it turns, they pop it back in. The 7-point star, the 9-point star. Did I mention to you yesterday, oh, this is too late in the video, I'm not going to do this now, but the tide of the ocean, the moon, the ID, the reason for whatever it is, all comes out of 2 numbers, 4 and 5. The next situation of this will come out of 5 and 6, then we'll take it from 2 and 5, 8 and 5, and we'll go all around with 5, and we'll see what we can build, because we build the moon and the ocean tides out of it. Very plain and simple, ordinary numerology. I'm not good with gematria. I'm only doing this basically, besides the stories I've been writing for 7 years, I've really been only into this a little over 2 years. So I got to pick up from Daryl and Zach and Robert, or Jack Emery, and Ian, and whoever's out there, because I'm in the learning process, and I have to put things on paper. So when I'm wrong, somebody looks at me and goes, "Holy fuck, you're more than wrong. You're crazy. You don't know shit." I ain't trying to know shit. Hold on, my telephone's ringing. I'm going to let you go on this. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. We will be, and we are. And time is coming short, and I love it. I love it. I can't wait for the future. Thank you.